organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more. Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more. Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Junior Sub webinar series. It's a new week, and we are very excited for today. We welcome all of us who are joining us. Tell us where you are joining us from. Tell us if you are joining us, and tell us how your weekend was and how today's webinar is going to impact us. We have a very special guest for today. And before we bring in our guest, we want to welcome our host, Isimeme White.
Hi, everyone. I think I'm muted. I am very excited that we're having a very, very rich conversation with our industry leader, our own special mommy. Very, very excited.
Financial strategy and access to finance for MSMEs. And as you know already, this is our webinar where we encourage our MSMEs to scale and to grow. And so whilst we are waiting for our guests, you are welcome once more. Tell us where you are joining us from and tell us how excited you are to be joining us today for our webinar series. Our guest today is Fayo Williams, a very renowned financial management expert, and she is going to be joining us very soon. So before she comes, we'd like us to meet our guest who we are waiting for and we are expecting. Okay, so our guest is joining us now. And today we are going to be talking about financial strategies and access to finance for MSMEs.
Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody today? It's not been too easy. We're in between some consulting work, but I must be here today. So, Obehi, how would you like me to share the screen? I'll just click present here and go to my slides. My slides are from my computer. Okay.
Okay, you can share directly. Or if you want us to share the slides for you, that's also doable.
All right, I think I got it. Hi,
Good
Isimeme.
afternoon, Mama.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mama. Thank you so much for honoring us. We did not take this for granted at all. We are honored to have an industry leader, someone who has been in this space for a very, very long time. Despite our busy schedule, she has honored us with her time and her experience. This we are not taking for granted at all. Our community members are very excited and looking forward to listening to you share your wealth of wisdom and experience, ma. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you for honoring us again. We are really, really grateful, ma.
Welcome. You are very, very welcome.
So
I
if
hope
you're
you can
ready
see
for
the
us,
slides.
and if you don't mind, we can just go right into our topic today: financial strategies and access to finance for MSMEs.
Great. I am ready, and I hope the audience is ready.
Yes, ma. We are all ready with our notepad and we are taking notes, ma. Thank you very much again, Mama.
Okay. So can you see my slide?
Not yet, ma.
Wow. It's showing right there at the bottom of the screen. Let me see. You know, this is an unusual presentation. It says it has the screen
Okay,
file.
we can see your
Yes, I
slide,
believe you
Mama. We
can
can
see
see it
that.
now.
Okay.
Your slide is visible now. We can see your slide, Mama.
All right. Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome.
ma.
Awesome. All right. So I think we'll just go right on. So, good afternoon to the awesome audience today. If you are here, say hi, 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 say yeah, yeah, yeah. That is great to have you
Hi, hi,
today.
hi, yeah, 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 we are here.
That's awesome, awesome, awesome. And today we'll be talking about financial strategies. Hold on, hold on. I think I have the wrong slide here. Don't worry. So, if you're here, can you drop in the chat room the name of your organization and an animal that you admire? I want to get to meet as many people as possible here. So, the name of your business and an animal you admire, your name of your business, and an animal you admire. Please drop that in the chat room while we're going. So, Obehi, please, you might help me to read any comments we have in the chat room. Do we have some comments
Okay,
in the chat room?
I can see GIGH, a lion.
Okay. All right, you have some lions in the room today. That's awesome. Okay, that's fantastic. Anybody else? All right, as we go along, we'll take time to talk about that. So once again, can you see my slides now? It
No,
says
we're not seeing your
financial.
slide again.
It's just going to be a matter of time. It looks
Okay,
like
we are seeing your
I
slide
can
now. We are seeing your slide now.
exactly. And
We can see it
unfortunately, I
now.
put it in slideshow, but it's not showing. So let's just make do with what we have. Okay, let's make do with what we have. So the title of this presentation is Financial Strategies and Access to Finance for SMEs. All right, and my name is Fire Williams. I'm an ILO Start and Improve Your Business Master Trainer, Certified Management Consultant, and a safety professional. I've been doing this now for 30 solid years as an entrepreneur. And during the course of my journey, I've been able to get various loans from family and friends, non-collateralized, gotten development finance, and I've recorded excellent repayment record, because without that, you cannot get more. I've gotten loans from cooperative societies, I've accessed various grants, and I believe that I'm eminently qualified to talk about this topic today. So let's go on. The icebreaker, once again, state your name, your line of business, and any animal you admire. Let's have that in the chat room. So what are the objectives of the session today? By the end of this session, participants should be able to explain what financial strategies. Okay, Joy Osage, I can see she's a lion in Moisi. Food and fruity Zobo. Okay, that's awesome, awesome. Thank you, Ivie. Uche admires an eagle. Yes, I'm getting much more interaction now. That's so nice. Okay, Genius Hub. Ngozi Ubekile, she loves doves. All right, that's a very peaceful Ngozi right there. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me just conserve my bandwidth by switching off the camera and going on to the saying that at the end of this session, no, it doesn't look too good. So we'll also have you listing the requirements for accessing funding, because you cannot just go to a bank manager and say, here I am, please give me 10 million. They'll probably ask you if you remember the door you came in, if you can please exit yourself from there. You look crazy to them, you know. So there are a lot of requirements. There are some requirements for accessing funding. And then there are various sources of finance, and we are going to learn about them. So what do we mean when we say we are accessing finance? What does it really mean? By access to finance, you mean a situation where a business is able to acquire assets of a particular kind, either capital, equipment, or working capital. Even insurance is part of accessing finance. So once a business can have the direct, link to any kind of financing, it is considered that that business has access to finance. Now, Nigeria has one of the largest concentrations of MSMEs in Africa. According to Smedan NBS, we have over 39 million, and about 96.7 of them are just micro. And this large force of MSMEs, they employ over 80% of the workforce, and they contribute over 50% to GDP. So they are very important. So I want someone to type in the chat room, my business is very important to Nigeria. Because if we didn't have micro, small, and medium enterprises, 80% of the workforce will not be employed. When Ministry of Finance or Ministry of Tourism want to employ people, maybe they will employ 5 people or 10 people. But all the MSMEs who are millions put together, you can just put a signage out and say, sales girl wanted, accountant wanted, logistics officer wanted. And within a short twinkle of an eye, thousands of people are being employed. So it's very, very important to know that. So the African continent also has the highest percentage of women who are in entrepreneurship. 1 in 4 of women are running their own business. That's over 25% are running their own business. These are amazing statistics. And I need us to realize that MSMEs are making a very significant impact on global economy, contributing trillions of dollars and numerous jobs to gross domestic product, which is GDP. The only problem, and the main problem MSMEs have, is this issue of limited access to funding. They encounter hurdles. When they are not Tobiamushon, they cannot jump over these hurdles, and it has become a kind of blockage, for them. So the issue is more pronounced in women because only 2% of women access funding. So business financing, once again, is this process of acquiring capital to buy equipment, to buy more raw materials. That will be working capital. The buying of equipment will be capital expenses, and it involves securing financial resources from various avenues to cover what you need to get assets, to expand your operations, to open a new branch, to pursue opportunities. Very, very important. Last week, we made a trip all the way to Dangote Fertilizer at Ibejuleki because we were seeking for opportunities. That was a 5-hour trip because there was a whole lot of, traffic delay. But you don't look at that. You look at what opportunity you are going to harness. Now, what has been your experience accessing funding? I want 1 or 2 people to be either unmuted. Is that possible? Obehi, you need to let me know whether it's possible to have them unmuted. What has been your experience in accessing funding? Will they be able to speak, or can they just drop something in the chat room?
They can drop in the chat room.
Okay. Thank you. Obehi says, my business is very important to Nigeria. Good. I got that. I want us to claim that. It's an affirmation so that we can know that our business is truly important. So who has had any experience? Did you apply to one bank? Did they give you money or not? Let somebody drop a comment in the chat room while I take a sip. Hello? We want this to be interactive. We want our audience to gain as much as possible. So, has anybody had any experience with raising finance? Well, I'll just start from myself. The very first finance that I got hold of was my personal savings. So, how many of us save? Can you drop it in the chat room? Do you regularly save right now, so that if you need something for your business, you can go into your savings and get it? Do you have a good record with friends and family, or are you the type who did borrow and you never pay back? If you are the borrow never pay back, I think Isimeme, you know the kind of people I'm talking about. They will do borrow.
Yes, I know, I know the kind of people, ma. You know, when you raise that question just now, I was just thinking in my mind, our saving, has saved so many of us. And when you were asking questions, how many of us have been able to raise money? What was it like? For me personally, it was not easy at the beginning, especially when you write for grants and you have done very well, and you're at the point where due diligence is about to commence, when you have qualified for the first phase of the interview, the second phase, the last stage, where our books were opened. That was the first time we faced rejection, and that was, in fact, I can never forget that day, because honestly, it was a 10 million grant, and we're very open, we're very excited until they came for due diligence, and that was when it was really realized that our books were nothing. And that was how we started to put our books together. So having to discuss this kind of conversation, personally very excited, because I know this is a conversation that will help a lot of MSMEs who think there's money, right? I agree there's money, but are you qualified? What do you need to qualify or to access that money? So when you agreed to speak to us on this topic, I was personally very excited, because this is what we all need to hear. Funding is there, but how well can you access them?
Says it. True. So I see Adesua writing that savings is hard. Adesua, Isimeme made a statement. She said, our savings have saved us. And I tell you, your savings can save you. It can save you from embarrassment. It can save you from a life of just being on a treadmill to one of getting ahead. So savings are very important. And according to The Richest Man in Babylon, which is a book I will recommend everybody reads, you need to pay yourself first. Always set aside an amount every month, no matter how small. Time with compound interest will make the difference for you. So Adeswa, whatever it takes, start saving. Start saving. Let us see that you are going to promise in the chat room. Put something, I'm going to start saving. I want to hear from you. And why are we trying to fund our businesses? Funding is very important for startup, for expansion, for purchase of items like a grinder, a blender if you are into smoothie business, or you are going to sell drinks, you need a refrigerator. If you are opening a cold store, you need a freezer. How do you buy things if you don't have funding? So to finance a business acquisition, that's even going further, because some of us will buy over another business. To be able to compete, let me give you the example. There was a lady who started the business of ice cream making in Abuja. And people used to queue up for ice cream in her store. Some used to call her, "Oh, madam, I'm in Guagalada. I hear you are in Gaki. By the time you send ice cream with one dispatch rider, it will melt. Why don't you come and open a branch here?" The woman told them, say, in this economy, she doesn't have money. Oh. That is how she did not open any branches. Enter Domino store. Please, do we know who can remind us the ice cream arm of Domino? Let somebody drop it, because I don't want it to be as if I'm just telling story. Does anybody remember what's the name of that ice cream arm? You know, there are some eateries you will enter, they have divisions. There's a division of Domino that is into ice cream. Let somebody remind us. Hello, are we together? Do we remember Cold Stone? Cold Stone Creamery. Thank you so much. Thank you. You see, so I'm not telling a story. This is real life. Cold Stone entered the equation and opened 11 branches all over Abuja, from what I have been reliably informed. So, ladies and gentlemen, that SME, was she able to compete favorably? Under the guise of, I don't have money, she decided not to open branches. Have they not taken market share from her? I want somebody to answer me. Have they taken market share from her? Yes or no? Have they taken the market share from her? Because she did not open quickly. She was not in Guagalada. She was not in Kubwa. Meanwhile, her customers were all over the place. Somebody came in with big money, opened branches all over, and have done what? They've stolen the show. So access to funding is important also to be able to compete. So we have another discussion question here. From your experience, what are the requirements for accessing funds? What are the requirements? Please mention at least one thing. They will ask you if you go to the bank and say you need to raise a loan, or you want, as Isimeme did, they wanted to apply for a grant. Just drop one or two things that will be required from you. And Obehi, help me to read out what we have in chat room there. Or are we saying you can just go to the bank manager, smile, and say, please, I'm here to collect 10 million. I will pay you tomorrow. She's shaking her head already, because it's not possible. It's just not possible. So, Obehi, is anybody replying? Somebody says, CAC registration certificate. Please help me to give this person 3.5 bosas virtually. Bosa, 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 boo. This person is on point. CAC, your BVN, your NIN or form of identification, 6 months back statement, and so on and so forth. There are requirements for accessing finance. Now, if you want a checklist of the documents asked for, I'll be sending a link to a freebie to Obehi and Isimeme shortly. It's called an access to finance checklist. You can quickly, download it and have a complete list, personal documents, business documents, and so on and so forth. So let's go on to, when should you take a loan? Please, can somebody answer me? Should you take a loan when you are broke? Thank you. Should you take a loan when you are broke? Should you take a loan when you are broke? Should you take a loan when you are broke? We want to know. Hello? Should you take a loan when you are broke? Ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowed to take a loan when you are broke. At all. You are not allowed to take a loan when you are broke. You can only take a loan when your business is expanding and you cannot cope with the current demand. You need to know the actions you are going to take. Okay? You need to realize whether you are ready or not. Uche says you can only take a loan when you want to invest. When you want to invest, when you want to expand, please don't think, oh, I'm broke, I cannot pay my rent, let me go and take a loan. That kind of loan. The loan sharks, you know how those apps are. They will say they will publish your obituary. They will start chasing you. You see, Meme, have you heard? The kind of people, they will say, oh, if you don't pay, we will embarrass you on social media, we will publish your obituary and this and that, which is very unethical. But unfortunately, that is what these loan sharks are doing now. So Uche Evans, you are very correct. Imelda says taking a loan when you are broke is like taking a rope to the bush for suicide. Oh my gosh, she has put it in such vivid terms. Honestly, she couldn't have said it better. Joy says it's not right to take a loan when you are broke, except you have other material resources to serve as collateral, or you do it only when you need to invest. Even that collateral, it will be collected from you. If you take a loan when you are broke and you are unable to pay, they will fling it at whatever price they like. It can be a lovely car. They will sell it below market price just to recover their money. Danny says taking a loan when you are broke can be risky. It's better to improve your financial situation first. Thank you very much. This is an awesome audience who are very tuned to the right thing to do. So where can you get financing from? Where can we get financing from? We are going to examine sources of funding. The very first one, like I told you, is your personal savings. The second will be your family and friends. I've borrowed money from mother-in-law, my mother, my brother, my sister, all of them, and I make sure I pay them back. And just like Isimeme shared with us, you can also take grants. You can apply for them. For cooperative societies, co-ops, you can approach co-ops to get cooperative loan. I've been a recipient. One good thing about cooperative loan is that it's pretty fast, because with cooperatives, you've been saving, so you have money there. And then when you want like ×2 of your money, you bring 2 guarantors. Each of them will stand for 25% of this money you want to take. So when you have 25% one way, 25% another way, that's 50%. Then your own money that is in the cooperative serves as the other 50%, and then they will give you ×2 of what you have. And then the banks are also there. So let's look at the advantages and disadvantages. The advantage of personal saving is that no interest rate is required. Most times, even you may wish not to repay yourself, because someone like me now, I have a column in my business called owner's equity. So at times, if I put money in the business, it is seen as a kind of investment into the business, and it gets captured under owner's equity. And most times you don't write long Turenchi grammar. You don't sign any agreement with yourself. So there's no formal documentation, no stringent condition. As in telling myself, Fire, you have to return Fire's money. You have to return Fire's money. There will be no bail over your neck. But the disadvantage is that you may delay your personal comfort. Instead of using that money now to go for summer, I'm having to give it to the business. Another reason may be that it may not be sufficient. For instance, if I want to buy a 30 kVA gen, I don't think I might have enough personal savings to do that. I may need to raise funding. But if it's just to buy a printer, or a laptop, I may be able to borrow the company from my personal savings to do that. So let's go on to family and friends. See, money can spoil the relationship between family and friends. If anybody can relate with what I'm saying, they should please drop it in the chat room. Can you relate with what I'm saying? Have you had any experience of how money has possibly spoiled, you know, the relationship between your family and friends? I'm seeing your comments now. Ambassador Titus says, from family and friends and financial institutions, very good. You have given us good sources. I'm happy that we are flowing. We are flowing. You gave us sources of business. Osasoge has given us a lot of comments here. Emmanuel, he say it is very true. Money can divide families. It can. Okay. Osasoge also agrees, says, yes, ma'am, it can divide families. So please, if you have to borrow, Emmanuel Ehi, yes, yes, I can see your comments and I agree with you. So let's be very careful. Let's look at the advantage. Usually when you borrow from family and friends, it does not require too formal an arrangement. At times, your uncle, your mom, they may give you a check. You would have discussed that, oh, Joy, please, Joy, make sure that by December, before we go home for Christmas something, return this. So, okay, it could come with little or no interest. Many a times, they give you soft loan because they are family. Most times, the tenure is convenient. They may give you for some time and not bother to be on your neck. The entrepreneur will pay back with peace of mind, because the money you take from family is not like that money you take from the loan shark. So it's not like the money you take from finance institution. Hey, those ones who, they can come to your, there's a particular microfinance bank. They are known for coming to knock on your door at 6 a.m. They will come to your house at 6 a.m. to ask you to pay their loan back. So the disadvantages are that you could relax, take things for granted that, well, shebi it is so and so. I won't care. If they don't even get it, I'll just be explaining that economy is bad. But you knew how to spend the money. You didn't know economy is bad then. So this option may not be very helpful if a huge amount is needed, because your family and friends, they have their needs. They may not be able to give you 3.5 million to buy a bus, or 5 million that you need to buy a truck to convey your farm products to town, to market. So it will help you. And failure to repay, please, ladies and gentlemen, underline this one. Failure to repay can lead to loss of trust, development of bad relationship, and it can scatter the family. Emmanuel Charity says, personally, borrowing can and will never be an option for me. You see now, some people already have their personal principle. Some people are putting some microfinance bank names here. I will not mention names, so I don't want to be sued from libel. Family and friends can help us out. They have advantages and disadvantages. Andrew Abba says, I only take loans for investments. Okay. And Osasoge is following us. She says it's very, very true. That is good. Good. So pardon me if I didn't pronounce your name very well. I'm getting used to all these names. Now let's look at grants. Grants are like free money. Somebody should type free money. But free money with conditions, so they want you to do certain things to it. Hardly ever will you have what they call unstructured grants. Unstructured grants are like for you to just grow your business in any way. But most grants, they will tell you, Meme, abeg, train 300 migrant workers, people who would have done japa to Italy. They want Meme to train them so they can give grants for that kind of thing. Okay, they ask you to do certain things. They could be incubation, acceleration, mentorship. The repayment is not usually required. However, some grants, they want their grant repaid. Then it helps to increase the company's net worth, profit level, okay, and capital. The grant application is usually free. When people start collecting money for you to apply for grants, know that one is far. Okay, most grants, they're highly competitive. That's a disadvantage. So you should not put all your mind on it. You may be disappointed because you find 10,500 people applying from all over Africa. You are just one of them. You must meet eligibility criteria. They may give age. They may say between 18 to 35. Running business for 2 years. Having one co-founder. They will give conditions. Some have conditionalities. Okay, and it could cause the entrepreneur to relax because you exert less energy in making your business sustainable. Since you are not paying back the grant, you just think easy come, you can continue to get it, and most times it's not like that. Most times grant utilization is monitored. You will do report, you will do report tire. You see, meme, please help me to tell them how you do report for grants. You will do report, you will submit report monthly,
The
quarterly.
endless
Oh, yeah,
reports, inception reports.
inception report, project chemical report,
There's even MIE reports.
M&E,
There's sustainability reports.
uh-huh,
And the report is endless
industry
because they come
engagement,
anytime. Because I remember a project we did
uh,
for British American Tobacco Foundation more
you
than
see,
7 years now, I can guess. But
wow,
we keep coming to check on their beneficiaries. They will keep
can you
coming
imagine,
for an update. And again, even for us
after
as
7
junior staff, it has
years,
even helped us to put a mechanism in place. So we don't always
wow,
wait for them to come before we follow up on
wow,
these participants to know how they are doing, how they are faring. It has also
imagine,
formed, that also helped us make an informed decision to know
hmm.
areas where they also need support. So
You see,
for those who have been trained, we also realize that there's a need for them to also access funding. And in order for
hmm.
them to access fundings, they need to have their businesses formalized. And
Hmm.
that was where we started channeling our intervention to. So we started
Yes.
talking to GIZ, okay, beyond you just training, can you also
Hmm.
extend some support
Or
by
to
formalizing their
register
businesses?
business.
And they have
Mm-hmm.
done that. And from there,
Beautiful.
they've been able to now say, okay, let's give additional support to this
Hmm.
beneficiary or participants. So it's an ongoing
Beautiful.
exercise. Grant is
Mm-hmm.
tough. There's even where after you have written your proposal, there's a part where some grants organization will require you to do a pitch deck, where you do a pitch
Yes.
deck, a
So.
pitch presentation
Mm-hmm.
about about the services or the solution you're going to be providing, and it's an
Wow.
ongoing exercise. So
Thank
the
you.
financial aspect is there, where you have to be accountable. Every
You are
kobo
right.
you spend, there must be justification. It must be
Vision.
in line with the work plan. You don't
Exactly.
spend outside what has
The
been
work
approved.
plan.
If it's a
Beautiful.
world plan
Ambassador
project, you get no
Titus.
objection. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no free money. Actually, you have to work and show evidences at every point. In fact, at Junior Soft, our evidences get to level of, if you are intervening in a community, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you are in Ovia Southwest or
Mm-hmm.
Oredo, if it's possible to take a picture with a signboard showing
Hmm.
that you are in Oredo, please do. So we don't play
Exactly.
with that. Attendance, we don't play with attendance. So your
Exactly.
receipt
Even
must be
biometric.
receipt, not a forged receipt, because in-depth review will take
Honestly.
place. And if
Let's check
in-depth
the
review
chat room.
take place, they find out that
Let's
it's a
check
forged
the
receipt, it's a major problem. Yeah, I think I'll
let's check
stop to
the
allow our
chat room.
professor continue.
The people are saying a lot. They say grants come with their conditions. Celestina Korodele says grants are like free money, but it comes with conditions. Laurentia says, I borrowed to settle some school charges and it has taught me a lesson never to borrow again in my life due to the embarrassment. It's not, is anything really free in our country, Nigeria, Saru? Ohimewen says, is anything really free? Not everything is free, oh, unless this federal government, the micro grant, 50,000. You see, Meme, I think you heard of that one. Even though it takes time, but some people have been getting it. Ivie says endless reports. Ivie, you are correct. Endless reports. You can see Missy Meme telling us that 7 years after British American Tobacco, they are still coming to check on beneficiaries. Celestina says, don't put all your mind in grants. Osasoge, grant has many requirements. Celestina says, grants come with a lot of responsibilities. Emmanuel Charity says, grants are indeed free money. Some of the organizations do not monitor how you use the money. Some, but they are very few. I tell you, most of them do monitor. Cooperative society I gave you my own experience. You know, the interest charge is relatively low. Most times it's under 10%. Okay, single digits. You're entitled to collect double the amount of your saving. Okay, you are also entitled to dividend. There was a time I collected big dividend from cooperative society. It's good. Then the disadvantage is that if you need to borrow money, that is twice your money there, you provide two guarantors, each of them having up to 25% of the loan amount. But this is still better than the conditionality in a bank. You could lose your savings in the cooperative if the management is poor, and this option, cooperative society, may not work if you need an emergency, because some have long bureaucracy, but the one that I use, they are pretty fast and they are good with that. So banks and other financial institutions, they can give short-term loan between 1 to 12 months. They can give you medium-term loan 2 to 3 years, or long-term loan repayable from 5 years and above. Okay, so what are the advantages? Prompt repayment gives you creditworthy status with the privilege of applying for higher loan amounts in the future. If you must keep proper record keeping, you heard what Madam Isimeme says about record keeping. Is a game changer. If you don't have it in place, you may be, swimming in the dark. They may not be able to give you money. Bank loans, they put you on your toes. You have to avoid defaults. And some loans, they come with moratorium period. For instance, during COVID, I know we were able to apply for 3 months moratorium. Moratorium means a period whereby you are not paying back the capital, but some organizations require you to pay the interest during that loan period. The moratorium period, they will say at least pay interest. So a huge amount of capital can be borrowed. That one, with the bank, they have endless funds. If you qualify, they will give it to you. The interest rate could be high. It requires formal documentation. You cannot just smile at the bank manager, as we keep on saying. And the interest payment reduces your profit level. Remember, if you want to do a business of 10 million, it's going to give you 2.5 million profit. By the time you pay repay interest and capital, maybe it has taken 500,000-600,000 out of that profit. So it reduces your profit level. It could come with stringent condition, and if there's any default, wow, your guess is as good as mine. There's something they call credit bureau. Your name will be there like one permanent debtor. Credit bureau. Now, Nigerian Youth Investment Fund. Has anybody heard about it? Nigerian Youth Investment Fund, they brought it back. You can apply. This is a federal government project. The interest rate is quite favorable. If you also want a federal government grant, you go to NG Cares. So on your screen, you can see some of these URL or their websites, or you just put it in Google, NG Cares. So Celestina has heard of it. Orilade Joy says yes. Ososage says no. So that is why you come to events like this. That is why Genius Hub is setting up this knowledge session, so that you will not be in the dark. My people perish for lack of knowledge. That is what we are here to discuss today. So now that you know, you can do some investigation. So let's quickly round up with financial strategies and key success factors. The first strategy is that you must assess your financial needs. Don't go to anybody, even friends and family, and then they ask you, okay, you have spoken about this beautiful snacks business you want to start. How much do you need? Then you go and make an answer like, any amount, Sha, any amount you can give me. Please, would you be considered serious? I want someone to put it in the chat room. Whether that any amount, Sha, answer is going to be considered as being serious. Will it be considered serious? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Imelda, for the summary. Okay. Beautiful summary by Imelda. We really appreciate you. So, Genius Hopper said, you will be seriously unserious if you say any amount, Sha. That is not an answer we need in financial circles. You must say particularly, oh, I need 1.2 million, 200,000 will be used to pay the rent of a small shop, 150,000 will be used to buy a grinder, blah, blah, blah. So, Ambassador Titus, you are welcome. He says, thank you, ma, for this information. Never heard of it before. See, that is why you are here. That is why Isimeme wants people to learn. And that is why we are all here. So the second one is to explore funding options. In fact, the lady who put the summary in the chat room, she has said everything. She even gave you some of the advantages and disadvantages. Know the one that suits you. Some people said as a personal policy, they are not going to borrow, loan. They are going to see how they can apply for grants, raise the money elsewhere. So make sure you explore funding options. Then the next thing is have a business plan. I tell you, money is like a visitor. It can visit you today and be gone tomorrow. Have a clear business plan of how the business will be, who will manage it, where will it be located, who is the target audience, the pitch, if you are going to set up a pitch and so on, please, it's very, very important. Isimeme said you may need to prepare a pitch to the institution. All these things must be part of your strategy. Then you must prepare documentation. I want to finish in time so as to give us like 10 minutes for Q&A. You must prepare your documentation. Try to download that checklist. But Ubehi, the access as underscore, then 2 underscore, finance underscore before checklist. So you can help me to write it again. It has underscore in between. And then you pitch and present. Go and present your papers to whichever source you believe you want to work with. Very, very important. Pitch and present. All right, very, very important. So apply for funding and manage the response process. Please, when you apply for funding or apply for grants, don't send the mail and say, okay, I've finished though, I don't need to do anything again, let me be waiting for reply. Sometimes the very next day they could send you a mail and say they were not able to open your submission. The file format was unsupported. They want you to resend, or it was in the drive, there's no access permission. So I tell you, you need to pay attention. When you are doing this fundraising process, pay attention. Somebody should write, pay attention in the chat room. It's very, very important to pay attention. Each step of the way, okay? Apart from exploring funding options, do your feasibility study before you approach anybody. Very, very correct. Thank you for all these very, very incisive comments I'm getting in the chat room. I'm so happy we are all flowing. So Emmanuel says, lol, don't relax. Pay attention. You have to pay attention, please. It's very important. Check your email and everything. So we are rounding up. Let's just round up by looking at the key success factors. What are they? Network and support. Most of the opportunities for grants and loans, I got them from my networks. So when government wants to roll out this NYIF fund, they will not call Joy or call a charity and say, charity, come out of the 200 million people in Nigeria, let me tell you about this grant. They won't. They will go to ASBON, Association of Business Owners of Nigeria. They will go to NECA's Network of Entrepreneurial Women. They will go to Lagos Chamber of Commerce, Small and Medium Enterprise Group. So you need to belong to an association. SMEDAN can also, pass such information to you. Then credit history. When you borrow money, make sure you return. Don't run away from the bank because you have a debt there. Then you go and open another account. I'm sorry for you. There's something called credit bureau in Nigeria. All your borrowing, your records are there in the credit bureau. Make sure you have a collateral. Okay? Then your relationship, build a good relationship with your bank, your microfinance institution. What does it mean to build a good relationship? Can somebody tell me, if I have a challenge in one particular month and I can see that I'm going to be unable to pay, what should I do? I need somebody to answer that question. What should I do? Can I just be saying, yeah, I'm praying, I'm fasting, this money, God will do it for me. The money will come, you know, even though I know I'm late, this money is going to come. What should I do? Please, somebody should tell me. What should I do to let the bank or the microfinance bank know that it's going to be late? Should I not write them an email? Should I not write a letter? Yes or no? If I just keep quiet, will they know? Will they know what is happening to me? But if you write them a letter, as is being said in the chat room now, they can even tell you that, okay, madam, we know that economy is challenging. We can give you 30 days. Is that not better? You know, you don't keep people hanging. It's a very bad thing to just keep people hanging. If you are that kind of person, they will not answer you next time. Then imbibe the habit of saving. If Dangote didn't save, he won't be where he is today. Okay? Improve your financial literacy. It's not everything you want, you go ahead and buy. Know the difference between your needs and wants. And number 7 says purpose-specific loans. There are loans for creative industry. I think we all heard about loans for manufacturing, loans for creative industry. There are loans for agric. There's even a bank specific for agric. Okay? That is Bank of Agriculture. Then prepare all your documentation, put them together, pay your tax, make sure you are compliant. Look, it's so easy for a bank manager to say, if this lady is not complying with common income tax, she's not doing paying for her staff, how will she pay me? She will not comply with my own rule now because she's a bad citizen. So your presentation, to put it together very professionally. Don't allow typographical error and all that in your loan application letter. Be convincing and make sure you are very much in tune with regulation. If you are selling foods, make sure they are NAFDAC registered. You don't go and start borrowing money in a risky business, because the bank manager would think this is a risky business. All the food stuff this lady is selling, none of them is, she's packaging them, they are not NAFDAC certified, and she wants to borrow money. Who does that? So thank you. Imelda Iwagu says, key success factors include the network and support, joining a business association, credit history, collateral, relationship with lenders, imbibing the habit of saving. Awesome. I hope you are taking some of the screenshots so that you can learn all this. So remember to sign up for access to finance checklists. Obehi, have you seen that after the bit.ly/, there's access_to_finance_ and then the checklist, so that you can help us to drop it. So let me round up by giving you my own little history. You see all the areas in this place, I've touched them. You can see my family picture in the center. My sisters, my 2 brothers, there is none of them that has not borrowed me money. My mother should have been the number 1 person here. My mother-in-law should have been there. Cooperative society, I've taken loan and I've returned it. On the bottom left, you see Women's Day, International Women's Day. I did one pitch competition, won some money. I used it to create an access to finance course on a website. That was a grant. In the middle, you can see those who have given me grants. Access Bank has given me non-collateralized loan. I've taken a vehicle loan from First Bank, helped me to buy one brand new car, tear rubber, when money was money then. If you try to go and price car now, I just hope you have eaten so that you will not faint. You see, Meme, I think you understand what I'm talking about. The price of car now is not smiling. You understand? On the top right-hand corner, you see board of directors. My chairman has been so supportive. He loaned us money, but we are paying it back, because we don't want bad name, so that if we come again, he will be able to answer us. And the bottom right corner is what I've been able to achieve. That is our hub that we are in the process of owning it fully by the grace of God. This is our hub. This is our home. It couldn't have been done if we didn't have a good saving culture, if we did not know who to access finance from at the right time, and so on and so forth. So what have you learned so far? First, there is the good book says, whosoever wishes to build a tower should sit down and do what? Count the cost. Calculate your business funding needs. Just as God even asked Moses, what do you have in your hand? Your own equity, your savings, you must have. Decide the terms and conditions that are agreeable to you. If you don't want somebody coming to your house at 6 a.m. in the morning, financial institution may not be the best for you. So look at the source of funding that is okay for you. And dear ladies and gentlemen, I'll be taking your questions while wishing you good luck. Everything you lay your hands on will prosper. I always like to share with you that as you wish other people well, very good signs of good luck will also remain with you and abide with you. And I pray that our businesses will grow exponentially. My name again is Fire Williams. Facebook and Instagram handles, we normally post tips, so you can engage with us, follow us. You can follow me too. This particular event was posted as a reel on Instagram. You can also like it and pass your comments as to what you have learned from this show. Isimeme and Obehi, over to you. It has been so wonderful being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The access to finance checklist is correct. Yes. Thank you.
Tiri Bosa for Mama. Bosa, Bosa, Bosa. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for, if you pour out your heart. You were also very sensitive to make sure that every audience were carried along. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for taking time to explain, to open our eyes to areas where we don't even think of getting funding from. Starting from our families, to grants, opportunities, even sharing with us the opportunity for the federal government. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for your in-depth research, in-depth experience that you have poured out to us on a platter of gold. Ma, we are grateful. We did not take this for granted at all. We are extremely grateful. And this is the time to ask your question. I'm going to quickly ask you one question because I just want to accommodate others. I want to find out what happened to those who take loan or those who take grants and they don't use it for what it was meant for. What happened to them? Because some people say blacklisted. Free money. They get the grant and they use it for something else. So what happened to such persons, ma'am?
They can be prosecuted because in most times, grant has documentation. You have signed. You've signed, and you could have also given personal guarantee. So you could be prosecuted in that the law can come after you. They may seize personal assets or your business assets, and you, in addition to that, you'll be blacklisted. And all these donors and funders, they have like a committee that they all meet. So if you are blacklisted by a particular agency, a lot of other agencies will learn about it. You'll not be able to get work. You will not like yourself. So it's better not to default at all. Thanks for all the comments. God's power, Edith, Laurentia, all the comments are very relevant. You people, please exchange ideas in the chat room. All those comments are very, very relevant. So, Isimeme, I will not be able to stay too long. Maybe just one or two questions, if they have any, before I leave. It's been about an hour now.
There's one. CEO, can you quickly read that?
Okay, in sourcing for funds to start a business, I believe seeking out investors and partners is also a way to get funds. My question is between investment and partnership, which is the best option for one looking at starting a business?
This is a very good question. Excellent question. It depends on your personality, your appetite, and your outlook. If you are the kind of person who is me, myself, and I, that you do not want to dilute your equity, which is your holding, then it will be difficult for you to get along with anybody. You keep on finding faults in your partner. Meanwhile, nobody is perfect, including you. But if you are the kind of person who is able to sit back and have a good, heart to accommodate others, to work with people, to do teamwork, then your partners can bring funding, you can bring funding, your partners can bring expertise. Like one person could be good in admin while the other person is doing business development. You understand? And that normally is a very good partnership. One person could be technical, like in the hospital. That person is doing the surgery while somebody is doing management. Because if management is not done, there's no diesel in the generator, there will be no surgery. You understand? There will be no surgery. So that is very important for you to look for the right kind of partner and have the vision and the inclination to be able to share. If you are able to include somebody as a co-founder, share equity with the person, you can honestly go far. But if you can't do that, then the better thing will be to raise money on your own and run the business on your own. Thank you. Thank you. Oyoma says it's an insightful session. I really appreciate all your kind comments. Joy says thank you. Very educative, Ivie. I really appreciate. Oh, I hope we can, actually screenshot some of these comments. They are so inspiring. So inspiring. Thank you so much. All right. Any other questions?
We'll share the link with you, Ma.
All right. No problem.
Thank you so much,
Any other
Ma.
question?
We are
All
really,
right.
really grateful. So please don't forget to follow our professor on our various social media platform. Please follow her. She's
Okay.
someone who I personally love her way of doing things. If you do well, she's open-minded. She will hug you. If you also don't do well, she's so very nice to also tell you where you can improve on. She's someone who embraces success, and that is very, very commendable, man. I know how many
Thank you.
times you have commended our work, you appreciate
Oh,
what we do,
yes.
and that
I'm
means
so
so much
proud of you.
to us and our communities.
So
Thank you
proud
so
of you.
much, Ma. Don't forget to
You're
follow her
welcome.
on our various social media. It's on the screen. Follow her
Okay.
at Fire Williams across all our
That's
social
it.
media platforms. On LinkedIn,
Thank
on
you.
Instagram, on Facebook, follow her. She has fantastic program. If you need a co-working space in Lagos, they also
Yes.
have a
So,
very beautiful co-working space where you can learn and use their co-working space. An excellent place, very clean. It's out of the, in fact, it's in town. So
thank you.
I don't have a co-working space. I don't have a place to use. It's no longer an excuse. So
Thank you.
beyond that, she have a mentorship session that is very affordable. You can book her. You can, in fact, there's so much you can learn from
Thank
Mama.
you.
Mama, we are
I
grateful.
actually have another webinar coming up on the 29th about the government
Oh,
grants.
great.
So I will share the link with you to share with your list of registrants. Thank you.
Oui, ma.
All right
Oui,
then.
ma.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
God
much,
bless
ma.
you.
And thank you to
Bye.
all your team. Thank you to all your team for having a
Oh, yes,
fantastic team.
Matthew,
It shows that you have a
everybody.
system, you have a structure. That
Thank you.
is an evidence of a system that is working. And for
Thank
MSME,
you.
you cannot do it all alone. You need to
No,
have
you
a
are right.
team. Otherwise, you are going to be
Thank you.
overwhelmed. You need to have a
Thank you
team.
very much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
ma. And
God bless
make
you. I'll
sure
be
you
leaving
go
now.
back to this video. Look at every spoken word on our
All right.
slide. It's going to change you. We are going to be
Permission to
looking at
fall
your
out.
slide over and over because it's very, very rich. And I know
Thank
it's
you.
one document everyone should have in their organization.
Thank you so
See, do you
much.
have anything to
Permission
share?
to
You want to
fall
say
out.
anything?
Bye.
I want to say thank you,
Bye.
Mark, for showing your beautiful face. It was a
Thank
vibrant
you.
session. You kept us on our feet. The engagement
Thank you.
was parallel to none. Thank you so much,
Oh,
man.
thank
And you
you
know we
so
are going
much.
to come calling you. I'm going to
Thank
come
you.
calling again. Calling you
God
again.
bless you. Bye bye then.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, man.
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. And this is also saying thank you to thank you for everything. And for our community members, thank you so, so much. Thank you so, so much. For everyone who believed in this webinar, thank you. And we'll continue to do. We are going to continue. Tomorrow is another day. Another webinar is for tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Nigeria time, African time. West African time. Don't forget. And we have our seminar ongoing right now. You can bring your children from digital skills to filmmaking skills to fashion designing to storytelling. You want your child to handle camera, you want them to become a cinematographer. Genius Hub is the hub. Is the right hub for your children, is the right hub for your young person, is the right hub for the vulnerable in your community. So bring them where we turn the ideas into income generating and impactful journey for them. Bring them to Genius Hub where they have access to industry leaders, trained facilitators, experts who will guide them from the beginning stage to where they should be. So bring them. And thank you once again, everyone. And God bless you.
So till we see you tomorrow, where we are bringing you personal branding versus business branding. Mr.
Wow.
Capacity. Keep a date with us, and you will not. And thank us later. Thank us. Thank us later. Just thank us later.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more.